Guys, I did something bad. Something really bad that I never thought I would do. And it's pretty serious. I mean, I'm not real sure what I'm going to do. Just doesn't happen very often, if at all. And really, it shouldn't happen at all. And I just can't believe it happened. I'm not 100% certain what I'm going to do about it. And I broke it. I was using this the other day. Actually, it was as of this video, as I've recorded this, it was yesterday. And it's hard for me to believe it, but I think I might have found something harder than hedge locally. And because this has only happened twice, and both coincidentally have been the camelus. As you know, this is that camelus kukri. And the last time this has happened, yeah, the camelus carnivore has happened with it. And it was the same type of wood that messed it up real bad too, where I had to reform it and whatnot. I had done a video on that as well. If you haven't seen it, go back into my archives, but back into the video library that I have. You'll find that video. It's the camelus carnivore, and I got 2 of them. But yes, the red oak, and like I said, it happened with that carnivore. It happened with this. I may end up making a point to try to find more of it and maybe even run back through all these knives again to test it out again. Possibly the other ones I haven't done yet. Now, I am going to see what I can do about reshaping this. So this is going to be another little knife refurbishing video. So like I said, I want to try to straighten it up. Worst case scenario, as you can tell, see, it's pretty well warped. And what happened was I was just doing some minor clearing on this one log, and this tree that we were cutting out, and I went and smacked on one limb, because by this time I've already knocked off a bunch. This thing was having absolutely no issues whatsoever. I hit on this one and it made a slightly different noise, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. And I pulled it out, looked at it, and it was warped. I'm not real sure. It might have hit metal. It doesn't look like it hit metal, but there's a chance that it was, because it was right against a fence line. It might have hit some barbed wire or something that was in there, or a nail, but I don't think that would have done this, though. I don't think bale and wire, or where's it at? There. Oh, there. I don't think bale and wire or a nail, a fencing nail, would have done this. But we'll see what we can do. Side note, I have gotten this railroad truss, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's this big old plate I pulled out of a little creek over there around Parsons, and I want to end up making a little deal for it. I can run some lag bolts through and end up using that in a sense like an anvil, instead of using the little back plates on the vices that I have, because it's a lot heavier. It's a lot more solid and a lot more room to deal with. So let me get you set up over here. Like I said, it's kind of dark in my shop. I don't really have lighting in here, so it's not the best situation, but I gotta deal with what I got. Let me just turn around. Alright, so I'll be fast forwarding through this a little bit. Alright, that's going to be about as straight as I'm going to get it. Let me see here. Where's it at? It's right in there. Yeah, there's still a little bit of warping. Man, I don't have very good backlighting. But it's pretty well straightened out. I'll end up taking a file and wind up trying to fix some of that. I'm actually really surprised I was able to pull that out real well. Oh, well, it's not real well, but pulled it out as good as I did. So. Alright, I've got it pretty well straightened up. You can still tell that there were issues with it, and those are probably going to forever be there unless I wound up heating it up and reforming it completely like that, or simply cutting it out. That would suffice as well, and reshape it. But for the purposes of this knife, it's just, I don't really want to deal with it at the moment anyways. I mean, if I wind up really boogering it up like I did that carnivore, yeah, I would have to wind up reshaping it. But with this, with as little as it did, because I instantly, once it started happening, I had stopped, and which more than likely saved the knife. So with me redoing this and just straightening it up, it's still usable, and it's still able to go on and move on. And we're still using its original shape. So I am going to take this inside, and I'm going to start sharpening it up by hand. And you actually guys will be able to see a new sharpening system that I do. I shouldn't say new, it's the way I've been doing it for years. Would do it. It'll all be freehand. I'm not doing tri-stone on this, so it'll all be freehand and everything. I have a very special whetstone for this style of blade, and I will be able to sharpen it up just fine the way I have those whetstones set up, even on this curvature on here. So I'll get you inside and I'll get going on it. Alright, we're back inside. And I was telling you about some whetstones I've got that I have set up specifically for the kukri style knives. At least ones with, well, where it indents in like this, where it curves in. I have particular whetstones that I use, and I've worn down over the years, and I have wound up cutting down as well. And as you can see how this one's all oblonged and everything, and all misshapen, along with this one as well. This is what I use, and I just, after so long of doing this, it just wore them down so much that it shaped it, and it wound up making it perfect for these knives, to be able to catch that edge real well. So I'm going to show you how I do that with this. Alright, looks like we got it pretty well done up. You can still see, if you got the eye for it, right there. So you can see how the light's messing with it a little bit. Right there is where it's still warped a little bit. With the edge, I was able to bring the edge back true and be able to still be used and be able to carry on. So that's how I do that little bit. Now, the reason why I'm getting such a was wanting to get this one done up so bad is because it is a knife that my wife had got me a couple years ago, and I've been using this thing greatly over the last years. One of my more common ones that I use outside of my oldie and my old timer knife. This is one of the ones I use the most. I'm not going to. I ended on my diamond sharpener. I don't normally strop my big ones because the edge is going to be beat up anyhow, as you guys saw, which is why I was doing this in the first place. And that's why I don't do anything past diamond sharpening on this, because it's just going to get beat up. I'm going to have to fix the edge again to some extent. Hopefully not as bad as this was this time, but I'm going to have to fix it up again. I gotta grab some stuff and I'll be doing a video verse here pretty quick. This one is in Ephesians chapter 4, 17 through 19. And it says, "With the Lord's authority I say this, live no longer as the Gentiles do, for they are hopelessly confused. Their minds are full of darkness. They wander far from the life God gives, because they have closed their minds and hardened their hearts against Him. They have no sense of shame. They live for lustful pleasure and eagerly practice every kind of impurity." And that was Ephesians 4, 17 through 19. And I will see you in the next one.